Welcome to you all to the SPCN channel. Whatever the information which we have discussed from the lesson of Nationalism of Europe in the previous class, today the same continuation of the lesson only we are going to looking forward. So many side reading which we discussed in the previous class, today we have to get into the next side reading of the lesson is Revolution of the Liberals. Revolution of the Liberals. So, revolution of the liberals, under this side reading, we are going to learn when there was a revolution, when the people were fight against the government for their demand. At that time, the middle class people also who fought against the government for their demand. And even there was a hunger, there was a poverty, there was an unemployment. Many situations was existed in European countries. And they, when they jump into the revolution, even unemployment people, even the starving people, even the poor people, all kinds of people who done a revolution against the government for what they expected from the government. So, in this side reading, the information which provided to you all, the liberals mean middle class people. Even the middle class people also, they done a revolution against the government. And under this side reading, I am going to let you know what are the demand which proposed by the liberals, or what were the demand which proposed by the middle class people, and what are the changes which which carried by the middle class people. All this information only which I am going to provide you. The first thing will be, I want to let you know, there were no nation states in those times, especially in 1848. There weren't no nation state. In the previous class, I already explained you what do you mean by nation states. It's nothing. Nation state means where we have the centralized administration, or where the places being together under one organization or under one rule. That's what called the centralized state or the nation state. So even nowadays we are having Germany is a superior country and Italy is a superior country. We are considering that all those countries are superior. But at those times, even Italy, even Germany, even Poland, even Austria-Hungary, these weren't the nation states. These were in the nation states. So under this, middle class people led a revolt. That revolt only is referred as the revolution of the liberals. And who are the middle class people? Like professional, like artisan, like workers. So these are the kinds of people considered as middle class people. And let's see what they demanded. Demands of middle class people. Demands of middle class people. The first thing, abolition of monarchy. The second thing, formation of nation state. The third thing, constitution. Fourth one, freedom of association. And the last one, freedom of press. They demanded many things. The foremost were, the first one was the abolition of monarchy. Everyone knows what do you mean by monarchy. In the first session of the class itself, I let you know what do you mean by monarchy. Monarchy is what a kind of government where there is a king or queen. So, abolition of monarchy. And second thing, they demanded constitution. And nation states. Nation states. And freedom of association. Freedom of association. freedom of press and freedom of association, freedom of press, and formation of constitution. That's it. Constitution. 5 only given. That 5 I already explained you. This one I added extra. This one I added more. That is in the point under that side reading. So, abolition of monarchy, demanded for the making of constitution, formation of nation states, freedom of association, and freedom of press. So, these are what the demand of the liberalist people or by the middle class people. This is what explained in the first paragraph of the page number 17. Then, next one. Second paragraph. Frankfurt. So Frankfurt was a place. Where all the people where all the German region people who joined there and decided to participate in the election. Not in the sense to contest the election, they want to participate to cast their vote. Actually, Frankfurt in German region where there were many associations with the middle class people. In German region, there were many associations with the middle class people. And all the association who met at the place of Frankfurt. So all the middle class association of the German region who joined together and met at the place of Frankfurt. There they decided to cast their vote, to put their vote in the election. Actually, at that time in 1848, same year, in that year, they conducted the election for the German National Assembly. As we already studied, the property men only was allowed to cast their vote. Non-property men and as well as women was prohibited or was banned to cast their vote. We studied in the previous class scene. So, here 1848, German National Assembly election was conducted. So all the German region association, all the German region middle class association who joined together and met at the place of Frankfurt, where they decided to cast their vote in the election of the German National Assembly. So 1848 German National Assembly election was conducted. Okay, now May 18, 1848, same year, 831 representatives were elected. Actually, election wasn't conducted for the selection of any particular person. Election was conducted or election will be conducted for the selection of many members, for the election of many members. So here also many members have been elected through the election for the German National Assembly. Nearly 831 representative who have been elected under the election of German National Assembly. So May 18, 1848. Actually, after election, that ministers have taken oath and they have to tell, I should be do this for the people, I should be I should be loyal to the government, and many many promises they should be given in front of the people or in front of the government. They should give, correct? Is it no? Is it so? No. So the same thing was happened that 831 people who done a procession. Procession. What is the procession? procession. Procession mean more people join together and led a march. Many people joined together and led a march. So all 831 representatives led a march towards to the Frankfurt Parliament. Towards to the Frankfurt Parliament, and that Parliament on that day, it was conducted in St. Paul's Church. St. Paul's Church. Actually, that all the 831 members who have been elected for the purpose to administer the Frankfurt Parliament. But on third day, in the beginning of the day, to start the work of that members, that meeting was conducted, that function was conducted in the Church of St. Paul's. That convention was conducted in the Church of St. Paul's. And the people joined together and the convention took place there. The convention took place in which place? Please let me know. I can't hear. Yeah. So that the convention was conducted at the place of St. Paul's Church. So they decided, and they introduced many changes even in the beginning of the work of that middle class people. And all the members were middle class. All the members were middle class. And that meeting was conducted there. And that they decided, listen me carefully, this is the most important point, that in that meeting, the members decided to form a constitutional government under monarchy that's subject to parliament. One more time, they want to set up the constitution under monarchy that's subject to parliament. What do you mean by that? Listen me. Let me to write in a board first of all. Listen me. In St. Paul's Church, all the people joined together, all the members of the German National Assembly joined together, and they done many reforms, or they made a change. What change was that? They decided for the formation of constitution. I want to ask one question to you all. Do we have a constitution in India? Yes, obviously. We have a constitution in India. It's a lengthiest written constitution of the world. It's a model of many countries' constitution. We didn't make a constitution within a day. We took more than a year to frame a constitution. So everything. Again, getting to the point of this German National Assembly. So they want to set up the constitution that should be under monarchy. That monarchy should be under the parliament. Which means constitution should function by monarchy. That monarchy should answerable to parliament. So before many years, the monarchy only has to take more decision. They only have to take a decision on themselves. They no need to discuss with anyone, that is studied. But here, after the election for the German National Assembly, after the convention of the middle class members were in St. Paul's Church, they decided to make a constitution. That constitution should be monitored by the monarchy. That monarchy should be monitored by the parliament. So this was the change which made by the middle class members of German National Assembly. When this change was happened, now they decided they want to make a constitution. Sorry, they want to make a constitution. The constitution should be under monarchy. The monarchy should be under parliament. We studied. So they need one king. No. So they approach the German National Assembly members who have been elected through election. They nominated. They approached. They asked Friedrich Wilhelm IV. Friedrich Wilhelm IV of Prussia king. He was already the king of Prussia, not Russia, Prussia. They asked him, can you join with us? Can you lead our government? Can you take our rule? They approached him, but he said no. I am not ready to support you. So I want to start my rule under you. That kind of response done by Friedrich Wilhelm IV of Prussia. And actually Friedrich Wilhelm IV and as well as German army, these middle class people who want to make a change in the country, they are ready to make a constitution, they are ready to make a nation state, they need a unification of the country. So when they need all this, some people were there, no, they tried to curtail them, they tried to suppress them, they tried to control them. The army was there, it tried to control the revolution of the middle class people, it tried to control the revolution of the liberals. So these were the things was happened. And next thing will be, and even women, we already studied, women wasn't get permission, women wasn't permitted to cast their vote, no, we studied. Now the political rights, they demanded the political rights, women demanded the political rights. What are the political rights? The women can participate in election, the women can cast their vote, the women can participate in the meeting of the government. That political rights demanded by the women. But those time many changes was brought up, more women who participated in the meeting of the government. Meeting of the government. They started many newspaper. And many changes was done by the women, but they weren't get the voting right. They done a participation in the meeting of the government. They founded many newspapers. They done lot of reforms. They done lot of changes in the European country. But even though they done all this, even though they achieving this, they weren't allowed. Sorry, not was. Weren't, they is a plural word, no? So they weren't allowed to cast their vote. The universal suffrage wasn't given them. Universal suffrage wasn't given them. So all the men, all the women who done a revolution, all the people who done a revolution at the place of Frankfurt, and finally universal suffrage was allotted. Universal suffrage was given. And even we already studied St. Paul's Church, the German National Assembly first meeting was conducted. The first meeting of the German National Assembly was conducted in the St. Paul's Church we studied, no? Where the women was permitted as an observator. They didn't get any right to do that. They didn't get any work to do that. They permitted only to look at that event. At the same time, they was permitted as a visitor. They were considered as an observator what was happening there and what was the changes which done by the German National Assembly. That was observed by the women, but they weren't allowed to cast their vote, to put their vote. This is what explained in the second paragraph. Next thing will be the last paragraph, which is under revolution of the liberals. Listen me. Monarchy want to abolish by the liberals. We studied. I already told you monarchy was tried to abolish by the liberals. When monarchy was tried to abolish by the liberals, that monarchical form of government want to make some changes. Actually, the people of our country, they are fighting against us. Why don't we do some changes for them? Why don't we take any reforms for the development of the country or for the development of the people? They got that mind. First monarchical form of government, they are very autocratic. They were very they were very strict on their vision. But now they decided to make a changes in their country. So, first of all, that monarchical form of government done many changes in the Central and Eastern Europe. The Central and Eastern Europe. Not only that, they abolished serfdom. They abolished serfdom and bonded labor in the places of Habsburg, and as well as in Russia. Habsburg and Russia. Listen me, monarchical form of government want to do some changes in that European countries. So they done lot of changes, especially in the part of Europe of Central and Eastern Europe. Not only that, they abolished the monarchical form of government, abolished serfdom. Serfdom and bonded labor. Serfdom mean regarding to the landlord system. That landlord like a feudal, it's similar with the feudalism. Serfdom and bonded labor, we know. They done some agreement between the workers and the owner, and how many years they sign in agreement. For that many years they have to work under that owner. That we know, that is what the bonded labor. So serfdom and bonded labor was abolished in the places of Habsburg and Russia. So these are the things only had given under the side heading of Revolution of the Liberals. So Revolution of the Liberals mean wherever we have a revolution which is done by the middle class people, like professional, like workers, like artisan, that is what referred as the Revolution of the Liberal. That we studied about the Wilhelm IV, like Friedrich Wilhelm IV, and we studied regarding the constitution. They want to abolish. They want to abolish the monarchical form of government. They want to set up the constitution. They want to get the freedom of association, freedom of press, and all these demand which demanded by these liberal people that they studied. And they done a meeting in Frankfurt where they decided to cast their vote in the election for the German National Assembly. All this information we studied under this liberal. That much of information only I had given under the side reading. Next side reading will be making of Germany. Making of Germany. I hope everyone got this point properly. Shall I have this? Okay. Next thing will be making of Germany. Making of Germany. So, nationalism was there. So, when nationalism was there, along with the nationalism, democracy and revolution also existed. Nationalism means there was in the peaceful thing was occurred. They demanded democracy and they done a lot of revolution was done in European countries. Mobilized nationalism was spread by the conservative. We studied conservatism after 1815. In this we studied that conservatives only who spread the nationalism everywhere. So when these conservatives led a struggle for the mobilized nationalism, no, that make a way for the unification of the countries. Unification of the countries. One more time, the conservatives only spread the nationalism at everywhere of the European countries. So when this conservatives who spread the nationalism at everywhere, no, by the way, the people got an idea for the unification of Italy and Germany. So today we are going to learn only about the unification of Germany. Next thing will be later. So making of Germany, and here Prussia. Prussia was that. Prussia only take a step. Prussia take a step to be a leader for the formation of unification of the country, or to make a formation of the unified country. I already told you what is unification. Scattered places was there. They want to amalgamate all the places together. They want to make all the places come under one roof. That is the unification of the country. So Prussia took a step, especially William I. Prussia king was William I. Prussia king was William I, who decided for the unification of Germany and who led a committee, or who led a committee of members to form the Germany, to unify the territories of Germany, who was a Prussia king. And when he set up the committee to make a country, to make the nation states, at that time that committee has chief minister. Nowadays we have chief minister for our state, and our states have a chief minister to rule only within that particular state. Just like that, this committee leader was William I, who was a Prussia king. But this chief minister, or the second leader who assisted to the William I, that was Otto von Bismarck. Otto von Bismarck. In a book, his name was given as chief minister of the committee, whose name was Otto von Bismarck. So Otto von Bismarck only led all the steps. Actually, we couldn't make a country within a day. If we can make a country within a day, it's an awesome thing if you are doing so. But no one can make a country within a day. It have to take more time to make anything, to make any country. Here, Otto von Bismarck was a chief minister of the committee. That committee was led by William I, who was a Prussia king. And for 7 years, war was happened. For 7 years, 3 war was happened. 7 years, 3 war was happened. Prussia done a war for 7 years with 3 countries. They were Austria, Denmark and France. Listen me, it wasn't an easy task to make a country within a day. So many steps has to take on to form a country, to unify the country. So, Otto von Bismarck only take a step, take a measure. Leader was there who commanded everything what should do to the Otto von Bismarck. But Otto von Bismarck only was in a field to take a step forward. Within a 7 years, they done 3 wars. 3 wars with Austria, Denmark and France. One more time, for 7 years, this committee or this group who led a war with 3 countries for 7 years. They were with Austria, Denmark and even with France. But all the war was favorable to the Prussia only. You understand me? Actually, the Prussia leader was there, whose name was William I, who led a war with these 3 countries, but all the war won by the Prussia. And finally, Germany was unified. In the year 1871. That's what I mentioned in the beginning of the topic itself. So Germany was unified in the year 1871. And now, not only that, now all the people being together, all the people assemble in the place of Hall of Mirror, Versailles. Hall of Mirror, Versailles. Even German states, even Prussian ministers, and even army, representative of the army. Actually, not only Otto and Bismarck and William first who assembled the meeting, more people who participated in the meeting, like German states, German state people, German state, and even the army representative, even the Prussian ministers, all these people who participated in the meeting which done in the year 1871 in the place Palace of Hall of Mirror at Versailles. Palace of Hall of Mirror at Versailles, where they selected Kaiser William first. The Kaiser William first. Kaiser William I as the king of the Germany. Have you got me? They assembled in the place of Hall of Mirror at Versailles, where they decided, where they proclaimed. What do you proclaim? What do you mean proclaimed? Proclaimed to mean announced. In that meeting, in that time where they assembled, that they decided for the unification of Germany, and as well as they decided Kaiser William I was the king of Germany. So when this monarchy became the king of, or when this monarchy which led the Germany, that time they done many changes. They done a change on currency, they done a change on judicial system, they done a change on legal system. Almost they touch all the field, and they made lot of changes on these aspects when they became the ruler, or when they became the ruling dynasty of Germany. So this is what an information which I had given under the making of Germany. So making of Germany was happened in the year 1871. That making of Germany, first initial step was took by William I. Our chief minister was Otto von Bismarck, and finally with the effort of Otto von Bismarck and as well as William I, they unified the Germany in 1871, and they assembled the meeting in the place of Hall of Mirror or Versailles, where they decided Kaiser William I was the king of Germany. When they became the ruling dynasty of the Germany, they did a lot of changes in the field of currency, in the field of legal system, in the field of judicial system. Not only that, 3 wars which done by the Prussia for 7 years with Austria, Denmark, and even with the France. But one important thing was that on all the 3 wars, the victorious country was Prussia. The victorious country was Prussia. So all these changes only happened by the year 1871. These were the information only which I had given under the side heading of 1871 with the information of making of Germany. So today we have discussed on 2 side heading. One was the revolution of the liberals. Second one was the making of Germany 1871. So these are the information which is prevailing in the pages of 17, 18, 19. So up to 19 pages we done. We have to get into the page number 20 in the next class. That with the side heading of unification of or making of Italy. So I hope everyone understood me. I hope that everyone will support me. I need your support always. Do like, but I didn't do any edit, and I didn't have any copy with me also. Whatever I wrote in a board and whatever I share with you, everything I got to tell you instantly. I just prepare and to come in front of the camera and explaining to you all. So that's what is, sometimes some mistakes are there. So, but I know that I am good in my teaching. I hope you understood me. I hope you are render your support to me. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.